Warp Pipe Wednesday.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Warp Pipe Wednesday. I'm Russ Lyman.
I'm NES Addict.
And today's show, I don't know what we're going to be discussing. I guess what we're going to be playing.
Yeah. Well, I would like to start off the show with a shout out.
Oh, okay.
Is that cool?
Let me give you a full stage here.
All right, sweet. Thank you. So this shout out goes to Ambiguously Brown. Hopefully by the time this video hits, which will be Wednesday, I will have already released a video about this because I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to show it. He sent me the most beautiful Sega Game Gear that I think I've ever seen. I've never seen this color blue, and I got to turn it on for you real quick.
Yeah, it's like a light blue essentially.
Yeah, it's like a light blue. He did a mod to it, and the screen,
the screen has the blue.
It
border.
does. But he put like some kind of like a backlit. I don't know. It's LED, LCD. I have no idea, but it's way more vibrant and bright than your average Game Gear, and it just looks so good.
It does. It makes you want to play the Game Gear more.
Yes, and I love Echo the Dolphin on Game Gear, so that's why it's in, and I'm going to be playing through it again soon. But the reason I had to give Ambiguously Brown such a big shout out is because this man sent me this package on June 26th.
Okay.
It is April, it is August 9th. I just opened it yesterday.
How about that? And the batteries are still good.
He even put batteries in it. Fresh batteries so I could play it the second I got it.
Nice.
But, I apologize for the long wait. You can ask Russ, as somebody who works with me on the regular. I am not very good at getting things done, and I find ways to eat up time. So I apologize for not opening that sooner, but I wanted to do it on camera and make a proper video for you.
Nice.
So anyway, thank you so much.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right, now that that's out of the way, what's up?
I guess in handheld gaming related, I should have a video out already because I'm finishing it up now since we're recording. But I'm retro brighting my Game Boy.
Okay.
So it has some discoloration in the Game Boy that happens with the plastic, and there is a process called retro brighting.
Yep.
Where you submerge the plastic in
peroxide or something.
Peroxide, and then you put UV lights on it and kind of let it sit for about 24 hours or so, and it should reverse the effects and have a more of a clean look. So that's what's happening. I pan over, it's still happening on the table over there.
So I did that. I did that with a Super Nintendo several years ago. My buddy Todd, Creepy Todd, for those of you that remember him, we did it. Some the Super NES is really bad about turning that yellow. So I dipped it in peroxide and like submerged it, and I just set it outside.
So you can use the sun because the sun has UV rays in it
for like 8 hours. Now, I don't know. I feel like it looked really good, but I feel like since then it has returned.
Yes, so that's what I had when I was researching to make thumbnails. I wanted to see what other people were using, and I did see a video where it was like they retro brighted it, and then like 3 years later it kind of reverted to its original. So if anything, it's a fun experiment. I don't know if there's a way to slow it down, or you can put some type of UV clear spray paint that they sell on it. I don't know if that would help contain its like cleanliness or whatever.
No clue.
Who knows? There's a lot of experimenting that could be happening.
Yeah, but unfortunately, my original Super Nintendo fell victim to that pea stain yellow.
Some of them, can get really bad. They're just Legend of Zelda themed then.
Yeah, I guess so.
In other news, I know we've both been playing the same game on Switch.
Yes.
We dived into Metroid Prime Remastered.
How far have you gotten into it?
Beat the game yesterday.
Dang, bro, you do some work.
I put a quick, I think it was like quick 14, it might have been 18 hours into it, but I was going like hardcore for the past like 3 days. So
it's a really fun game. So I'm going to be honest. I only played through the intro level. 'cause which took about 30 minutes. Actually, I played it 3 times because I kept missing the save room. I didn't realize there was a save room right there.
Oh, okay.
But I did not think that I would like the 3D take on Metroid, to be honest. But I feel like it's done really well, and I do love it.
And you haven't played the GameCube version ever, like, this
No,
is your first experience?
my absolute first time ever playing Metroid, Prime,
Prime, okay.
and,
So, I've done live streams, and I live streamed the Wii version because they came out with Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Wii with motion controls, and I did not like that, so then I switched to the original GameCube, and I was streaming that, and I got pretty darn close to the end of the game, and I just couldn't with those old controls, and it's hard to jump and maneuver, and I just kept
right.
dying. So I gave up because I had literally started streaming it and they announced the remaster. And I was like, I'm not starting this game over again.
Yeah,
So I waited months and I had picked up my copy actually at the store, Nintendo store in New York when I was in New York to see a play. I picked it up because they didn't have it at like Target or Walmart. And I was like, Nintendo's got to have it. So I grabbed it there and I had beat Twilight. I had beat Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda, and I was looking for something else to kind of jump to. And I was like, you know what? I could probably beat this game relatively quick. And so I popped it in, played a few nights laying in bed. And then I was off yesterday and I just put like 4 or 5 hours into it just to beat
yeah,
it. I will say, um, get ready to do some hunting because at the end, you need to find the Chozo artifacts in order to beat the game. You have to
okay.
find all of them, or else
Wow.
you can't beat the game. You have to find all of them and then go to the whatever temple, and it triggers like a boss fight there, and it won't trigger unless you have all. And I thought I had them all. I was using a walkthrough, and I got there, and I was missing three, and I had a backtrack, which took like two
Oh,
hours because I'm terrible at navigating through the map. So I'm like, oh, I got to go to the frozen area and take this long
like,
way.
along your journey, you're looking for these artifacts?
And they're, like,
Okay.
hidden in
Oh,
certain
lord.
places. But it does tell you, basically where they are, but honestly, I just went to IGN, and they had a full walkthrough with, like, checkboxes, and you can find, "Okay, here's, like, this artifact," and you can check it off so you know where you left off,
It
and
didn't tell
that's how I
you how
played the
many
game.
there was, like, in the game? Does it, like, say you have to find 7 Chozo? I mean, do you know, like, the
Yeah.
number you're looking for?
Yeah, I think there's 12 or something.
Oh, wow.
But it'll let you know, and then if you do like, "Oh, I'm missing the wind one because 'cause they're all, like, wind and
Like,
water
elemental
and
type stuff?
yeah, and you can go to the statue, and it will literally tell you, like, "It's in this section," like, something, da, 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 "Go find it."
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
That's interesting. So I will say the only thing I don't like about this game so far is you have to scan a lot of things.
mhm.
Like, I feel like there's, like, 7 things to scan in each room, and I'm like, I'm trying to shoot people, and it's like, "Well, scan this dead body," or "Scan this thing on this wall," and you're constantly going to that mode where you're, like,
Mhm.
viewing everything
In scan mode.
so you can see the little yellow and red boxes to scan, and that is
Mhm.
slightly obnoxious.
I will say I find it better than, say, in Zelda, how they wanted you to take pictures of everything to kinda document that, whereas
Yeah,
this, it's like, I feel like I can switch quickly to the visor, because you also it depends how much you wanna really complete and this and that, but you're supposed to be scanning, like, enemies,
yeah,
scanning power-ups, like,
yep,
before you get a power-up, you're supposed to scan, like, the missile, the morph ball, and all that to get, like, 100% scannable things.
yeah, I'm
Um
not doing that.
but wait till you get, 3 other visors. You have an X-ray visor where
Oh,
everything is
lord.
black and white. You have a
Oh,
thermal one,
and they all
and
see different things to scan?
no, but, like, enemies, certain
Okay.
enemies, you might be they'll cloak and you can only see them in thermal imaging. So it's interesting. I do hope that they port 2 and 3 to the Switch since they are working on 4. It only makes sense that they're gonna remaster 2 and 3 to get you pumped for 4 when it comes out.
When's 4 supposed to come out?
That we don't know. It was, um, whatever they were making on it, they didn't like it, so they scrapped it completely and started over from
Oh, wow.
scratch.
Oh, I think I remember that actually.
So, I
Wh
don't know if it's gonna make it to the Switch. It might have the same fate similar to
Like Breath of the Wild, where it goes
Breath
to
of
the
the
Super Switch?
right, or like same thing with Twilight Princess, where it was on the GameCube and the Wii, and then
Right,
Breath of the Wild was on the Wii U, and then made it to the Switch as well. So we're gonna
right.
get a dumbed down version on Switch, and then Switch Two or whatever the heck it's called,
I think they should
or
call it Super Switch, that's just me.
Super Switch,
Vote in the comments below, Super Switch, Team Super
Switchy,
Switch.
Switchier.
That's funny, I like that.
Um, so yeah, I feel like honestly, it's probably gonna be 20. It has to be 2024. It can't be this year. I don't know if it
Gotcha.
would be 2025 though, but
That seems like it would be tough to remaster both 2 and 3, all the while working on that.
I mean, they could have different company doing the remaster.
That's
I mean,
true.
for all we know, they could have remastered all three and just released one as like here it is, and they already have two and three done, and they're just waiting
Possibly.
to like oh, okay, four is postponed. Well, throw out two. That's remat. Let's keep them over that because I'm like, why wouldn't they release the three pack? They have Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Wii, just release Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Switch, like with all three. Why do one? I was so confused when I heard that on the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Just doing one, like get us pumped for four. Give us all three.
Yeah, they could have done all 3 and put it in a combo pack, but that's okay. Um, I ended up getting my copy because I cut grass for Andy,
That's
and
right. You were
so
telling me
he
that.
gave me some money, and then, he also threw that game in, which was really awesome. But I am excited to play it, and you said about 18 hours it took you to play it?
Yeah, only because I said I was kind of messing around with doing it. It says on IGN you could beat it in about 16
Okay.
just easily play through. But honestly, I said I use the walkthrough majority of the time because it does show you certain spots where to go. But I didn't feel like getting stuck and wandering around the map forever.
So
And I did play through it twice already on stream, so I had a somewhat idea.
sounds like it's in that sweet spot for me because like, I like games like 20 to 30 hours, like, right in there, like, much past 30, I'm like, I don't feel like doing it.
Right, like, and I was surprised I was going through my Switch to seeing how much I was like, "Oh, like, Tears of the Kingdom," I put, like, I think it said 80 hours, and I was like, I didn't even feel like, geez, that long, like, you just consumed your life for 2 months, and then it's like, "Let me play Metroid Prime." Oh, done in 3 days? Like,
That's amazing, right? Like, that's perfect. Um, it's funny because I called Pac-Man Case the other day, Andy, since he lives here and we talk a lot, and he said that his daughter was like complaining the other day. She was like, "Dad, like Link doesn't have any of his stuff." And he's like, "What do you mean he doesn't have any of his stuff?" He's like, "He doesn't have any of the stuff like his stuff." And she had like started a new game over his
oh,
150 hours that he had put in
like
on
like, saved over it?
like of Tears of the Kingdom. She just wiped it out. And he's like, "Are you kidding me?"
That's why I'm gonna have to buy another Switch for Gwen.
That's it. Col Colin's been asking me because I have a Switch Lite and then I have the regular one, and he treats the regular one like crap. Like, we've been through I don't know how many Joy-Cons.
Mhm.
So he was asking me for the gray Lite, and I was like, "No, buddy, that one's mine." I was like, you got the one that we can put on the big TV since you're so rough with it, and, maybe we'll get you your real own one day." But, we still haven't got back on Luigi's Mansion, but hopefully, maybe this weekend we can burn through the rest of that, maybe
Well,
like Friday night.
I say I feel like the Switch Lite is geared more toward kids because it's one piece, so it's less breakable.
Yeah, but I don't know. He already had like free reign over the other one for so long that it's
Right.
like I don't want to give him the other one now. He would just break both of them. Because my okay, so he got in trouble today, right? And my wife is like, she was like, drop it, like he had the switch in his hand, and so he just actually just dropped the switch because she told him to drop it, and he's like, you told me to drop it. I'm like, luckily it was on the couch, but
Good.
still, like, dude, seriously, just go set it down.
Speaking of dropping it, so
Like, it's hot.
Gwen was hungry. I had taken her out of her little playpen, so I had put her on the couch, and I was like, "All right, I'll make you a bottle." So I'm like, literally, like the kitchen's open, so I could see her. So I'm like pouring the bottle in, like heating up, waiting, and then I see her like prop up and then start crawling,
Oh,
and
no.
I start running towards the couch, and she's, like, about to go over, and I'm like, reach out, grab her, and I was like, "Gotcha," and I was like, "Ah, you're too mobile now, like, I can't put you up here," 'cause
Wow.
she's trying to crawl and everything. So
Your
my
spot
wife's like, "Yeah, I just put her on the ground and let her crawl around in there."
your spidey senses were tingling.
And I was like, "Ah, I'm good." No.
I thought you were gonna say you dropped the milk trying to, like, go
Oh,
grab her.
no, yeah. Luckily, so we're just using the, formula now, but
Yeah,
early on, Steph was, breastfeeding, so she was pumping, and,
yeah.
like, if I, like, spilled any of that milk or, like,
Oh,
used
yeah,
the formula before the breast milk,
she
like,
probably whipped you.
she's like, "Are you kidding me?" Because it's so hard to, like,
Yeah, dude, I know
just keep
Haley
that going, and I'm like
Haley struggled with that was, like, a whole freaking nightmare for her, so,
I was like, "Oh my god," just nervous to get, like, food. So now
yeah,
it's all just formula, so it's like, "Ah, whatever, if you spill it, we'll just get
yeah,
more at Costco."
exactly, exactly. Well,
We
I'm
I
glad
was
she didn't
say
get hurt.
right. So we are planning a trip to Maine. We're gonna be camping, and to kinda combat in the formula, because formula has to be refrigerated, and then Gwen likes to eat it, warmed up a little bit. So we ended up just buying like the Enfamil premix bottles. So
Nice.
you don't have to refrigerate those because they're already sealed just after you pop them open. So, we'll just be using those, and they're like room temperature to kind of, okay, we don't have to have like a microwave in
It's
the
already kinda
woods. Yeah.
warmish.
So that's our thing there. But yeah, we're driving to Maine. Um David Apuzzo was just in Maine, and he sent me some photos of a cool, like, retro video game store. It was a little bit higher up. It was in Portland, Maine, he was at,
Okay.
and we're going to, what the heck is it called? I wanna say it
Bangor?
was I wanna say it was called Kenny Bunker.
Weird.
I think that's the town name. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was, like, an hour-ish more drive to get there, so I was like, "I don't think we'll travel out that far."
What are you going for exactly?
Just a, like, vacation for, like, 3 days, like, to be
Just
in
the
the
hay of it?
yeah, being, new part of the whatever, like, not in Connecticut, essentially. We went to this place once before, and it was really nice. It's near the beach, so you can go to the water, and they had a nice downtown with, like, cool restaurants and, like, seafood stuff, and there's, like, a heated pool at the campground.
Nice.
I
You're
mean,
camping?
right, well, it's in, like a cabana type thing. It's not in a tent or
Okay.
a cabin. It's like a, what would you call it? Fabric, or, like, not really fabric, uh, not vinyl, like a tarp? I don't know, it's weird to describe, but basically, we couldn't stay in the cabins because we have Gwen, so these are more family oriented, but should be a good time. We're just going for, like, 3 days, so we drive up there, hang out, and then come back.
That's so cool. Yeah, I would love to go to Maine. I have been to Massachusetts once. I had a friend that lived his parents lived there briefly,
Mhm.
and I remember we went up for his sister's wedding, and then, like, after the wedding, we, like, took a train to New York City, and that was pretty rad. That was, like, the first time I ever went to New York, and then I got my boxcar racer tattoo.
Nice.
Yep.
Have you seen I've listened to this guy on, TikTok, and he's been using the old person filter
Yeah.
on his face,
Okay,
and
and he tells, like, stories of Blink?
he tells stories, well, of, like, all emo bands and
Yeah.
stuff, and he's like, Sit around, kids, well, let me tell you about all the side projects that Blink-182 had."
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that. He's like, "And then Tom formed Boxcar Racer," whatever.
Right, he's like, "And Mark was upset, even though he sang on track 12."
Yeah. I know, my friends used to always it was so funny because like, they were like, "Dude, this is the end of Blink, this is gonna ruin them." And I was like, "No, he sings on the last track, he's cool with it, like, it's all good." And I'll be danged, they were right.
Unless, like, I wonder if he told him, like, this is for a Blink song demo. It's just 'cause it's like Travis is drumming, like, "Oh, yeah, sure."
No, it was probably I have a feeling it was like an olive branch to, like, try to, like, smooth things over.
Gotcha. Like, "Dude, just come down. Do sing on the last track for
Yeah,
us."
you can sing on the last track. It's honestly, it sounded really good, like, that was a rad track.
And it's such a surprise too, 'cause you're not expecting it unless I'm sure it said it in the booklet, like, vocals by Mark Hoppus, but
Right. Dude, I have the perfect name for a book if Mark Hoppus ever writes a book.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm so hesitant to say it because I don't ever know what you want me to. I'm a wild card. I never know what Russ is like. I'm not cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Oh my god. Is it gonna be an autobiography? What kind of book is this? We'll
I
go
don't
with.
know. Just I guess if he like wrote like an autobiography, about his like time with Blink and maybe like fight cancer and like all the fights they had. Are you ready? Are you, so okay?
Okay.
It's so if you know a lot about Blink 182, they always name their stuff slightly inappropriate
Right,
things.
right.
Okay, I'm putting it here. If he ever names his book this, I want credit. Who put the PP in Hoppus?
Because there's 2 P's in
Because his name is
Hoppus.
Hoppus. That's great,
I
right?
think that could be an autobiography book.
Come on, that's a great title.
That's a good one. Who put the PP in Hoppus?
Yeah,
You heard it here first,
you
son.
heard it here. NES Addict dropping amazing titles. Mark Hoppus, I want rights if you ever write this.
Perfect.
Sorry, Russ.
No worries. Anything else going on?
Uh, Not really, except that side of my game room is a total disaster. As you guys know, I have these cool little doors that lead to like dungeons, where we store old clothes and other artifacts. And that one's full of stuff. So I tried to clean it out last night. I was up till 2 a.m. and I basically just drug it all on that side of the game room. And then I never put it back. So that's why both my TikToks today were about Nintendo Power because I couldn't get to my TV.
Oh, fair enough.
There you go.
The TV's buried.
TV's buried.
I did play through today was my live stream and we played Super C.
Oh, I caught it. Yeah, yeah. You were having problems with like one of the hardest parts in that whole game, where the bubbles
The bubbles and the floor, the
and
ceiling was coming down on you.
and the jumps. And when I told you to slow down, you kept trying to jump before the ceiling was all the way raised, and you would
Mhm.
bump your head and you would fall in the hole. You have
Yeah,
to
right.
Yeah, if you have spread, it's obviously way easier to shoot those bubbles. But
Oh yeah.
when I only have the pea shooter, the method I do is up, forward, up, forward, up, forward, up, forward, up, forward, up, forward. So like I just go that way. If it's I can't talk. If it's above me, I shoot it. If it's in front of me, I shoot it.
Right, right.
And then I wait for the thing to go back up and all the bubbles to be gone, and then I jump to the next platform.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, some of the levels this basically was like the first time of me playing it. I said literally last time I played it, I was at your house.
Oh yeah, that's true. When I
We
told
played it
Aaron
on a
what to
Let's
do and he
Play.
died.
Yeah, he was doing really good. But I never really got far in the game at all. So level 2 on was like new to me. So it's interesting to see how much they changed and um I wonder if it would have got more. Someone brought up the fact because it was called Super C, why did they didn't call it Contra 2? It's like because Super C I feel like should be on Super Nintendo, they said.
That's I know, like, or at least call it Super Contra, so it has the full title.
Right. So you're like, oh yeah, I did like Contra. Let me check out this one. Like if you didn't see the cover or anything and just heard Super C, you're like, well, that could be anything.
Right, it sounds could be like a vitamin game.
Right, right. um, but yeah, they added a lot of cool stuff. They had so many guys coming up from the behind you. You had to keep both ways. That's
That
what made it
Yeah,
harder.
especially in that jungle area. But yeah, that's one thing that I feel like makes Super C so much harder is a lot more people coming from behind. What did you think about the level with the mouths that came out of the ground?
Right. That was cool. I liked how it looked, but again, I was like, walk in, you're focusing on one, and then one comes up where you're standing, and you're like, no.
Yeah. And there's like these little blue spider crab things, and they're really annoying in that level
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Some of those levels. I mean, I used the Konami code, so I did get the 10. You get 10 extra lives instead of
Yeah.
30. But even that was like I ended up having to use some save states in some areas just to get through it. But I like to give it some more time and get better at it.
The final boss is so easy because once he finally comes out of the ground, you can like run up and kind of like lay on his leg, and it gives you like the perfect angle to shoot his head. And this
Mhm.
every now and again, you have to shoot above you to make sure the projectiles that are falling down aren't hitting you.
Yeah, I got through him relatively easy. I felt like the other boss, the big like skeleton type guy. Once I lost my spread shot and I had the pea shooter, it was like impossible to
So
like get
hard,
him. I was like,
yeah.
oh, and I thought that was the last boss, but it
And
wasn't.
the little UFO thing's kind of hard too. That's floating around. dropping stuff on you.
Yeah, dropping the skulls and the like like amoebae like looking things.
Yeah, yeah, that's a tough one too.
Um, but
Or
yeah,
what about the
overall
what
fun.
about the shower head just like shooting all the lasers?
Oh yeah, with the pipes or whatever that comes down.
I think that's where I screwed Aaron up when he was here, is on that very part. I was
Yeah,
like, "Go
I
left."
died on him a ton,
Yeah.
fortunately.
The
Yeah,
the
so
key
was it?
I was gonna say the key is to get in the middle with spread and just, like, kill the middle, so
Oh,
you
right.
always have, like, a spot to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because once it starts going, you can't kinda really cross it.
Yeah,
You
you
have to
gotta
be on
be
the
right in the
outer.
middle. Yep.
That's a good tactic, yeah. Yeah, so it took most of the stream to do it, and then I hopped on to some other Contra games just to showcase them. Um, Obviously, Contra Hard Corps on Sega, which is ultra hard. I didn't get
Yep.
far at all. Then we did check out Contra 4 on the Nintendo DS,
Oh, yeah? Was it good?
and that one's really, really good. We looked it up. It is going for $50 complete
Wow.
with the clamshell case and everything. It's made by Way Forward, and they did a really good job on it using like the two screens and everything because it has like parts up top there, and you get this like grappling beam where you can like climb up to the second part of the screen, and it's a higher part in the level. But it
Yeah.
does make it hard because you have to look at both screens up and down.
So, what's funny is I consider myself to be really good. I won't say Mega Dan 29 good, but good, pretty good at Contra and Super C. Like, I can one credit clear both those games. However, the Super Nintendo game, Alien Wars, I am awful at that game. I don't think I've ever got past, like, the 2nd or 3rd level.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been so long since I have played that one too. So
Yeah, I used to have a physical card of it, and I sold it because I was like, "I'm so terrible at it." So I only play it on my NES Class or SNES Classic now.
yeah, hey, it is what it is.
You suck, you suck. I guess I suck.
Fair enough. Well, guys, if you want to call into the episode, maybe suggest some topics or leave us a message, you could do so at 949-682-9277. That number is in all our descriptions and on our website, theweeklyawardpipe.com. So you can get all episode info on there and merch and whatnot. You get your mugs, hats, magnets. We got stickers and everything up on there to help support the show. And catch us with full episodes every Saturday at 7 a.m. for the weekly War Pipe. Of course, every Wednesday is War Pipe Wednesday, the shorter form show here on YouTube, Spotify, and anywhere you get podcasts. As
That's it.
always, I'm Russ Lyman. Keep your world fun bit by bit.
Thank you, ambiguously brown.
Excellent.